Hi, I'm Chris Elsworthy, and behind the camera is Chris White. We are the designers of the Robox. We've just realised we haven't taken an out-of-the-box experience video, so that's exactly what we're going to do now. So this is just come up from our warehouse, and we're hoping to take it straight out of the box, plug it into Chris's laptop, and install the software and start print without any adjustment. So first off, in the box, all the accessories come in this box. That's got things like let's have a look. So we look inside, we've got the safety instructions and quick start guide. They're all come in a poly bag. That's also got in there the registration card, which if you've just bought a Robox, if you could just send that back to us until we get the software sorted out so we can do the online registration through the software, that would be handy. There's a USB stick. There's a bit of sticky on the back of it to hold it down, so don't worry about too much. But these little tiny USB stick, that operates just by flipping that up, and you shove that in the side of your PC or Apple or Linux box. So that's the top layer. Take that card out, and then underneath there we've got all the accessories, which includes a power cable, which hopefully is suitable for the country in which you bought the Robox. We've got a USB cable. It's a type A to B, is that right, Chris?
It is, yeah.
That's an AB to A cable. We've got some alcohol wipes. We put those in because if you get your sticky, greasy, horrible fingerprints all over the PEI sheet, it's best to use those to wipe it off so you get good adhesion on the first layer. We've then got what I think is a nice little pair of tweezers, great for picking up any material that's off bed. Careful, these are sharp. In fact, we went through quite a process of choosing these because we thought they were too dangerous to put in the box. We're hoping that you won't stab yourself in the eyeball with one of these. And then we've got some axle lubricant. Now this isn't entirely necessary to use straight away, and in fact we tell you not to use it for a long period of time. If there's any noise coming from the machine, the only places you need to use this is on the Y rail, which is underneath the bed. Just one drop behind, one drop in front of the bed, and one drop on either side of the X carriage lower axle. It's important to note that we only want the lower axle to be lubricated on the machine. But again, you won't need to do any of this stuff for a long period of use. Finally, in their box, we've given you a full reel of white PLA. That's the standard material that all Roboxes come with. And then a great little set of clean-up chisels. So if you're printing stuff with support material, or you're printing designs which have built-on material, these are great for cutting away those. So that's all the accessories chucked out. Next bit of the box, we've put the Robox itself into a tote bag, so hopefully if it's been folded away properly, you should be able to just take your Robox out of the case like this. It's worked perfectly this time, which is great. And then while you put the Robox out, we've got these paper mache carrying parts which you can just take off and throw it back in your box. It's really important to note that you keep your boxes, okay? We don't want Robox to go wrong. We hope, we really pray that it doesn't go wrong, but things occasionally do go wrong. So keep your bag and box and stuff, because if we need to bring it back, we'll ask you to put it back in the original bag box. So this is a bit nerve-wracking because we've not opened any of these machines from the warehouse yet, so this is the first time it's been opened. So inside there, that's your Robox. Right, you'll notice that, we'll get the laptop out of the way for you there, Chris. You'll notice that the Robox is covered in film. I'm not going to take the ones off this because this is a stock item, and after I showed you this, it's probably going to go neatly back in the box and go off to one of our customers. But you'll be expected to peel all this stuff off to make it look nice and new and shiny. If I just delatch the front case here and open the box, you'll notice that the latch should open straight away because the bed is all the way to the front. Inside the machine, you'll notice this part here. Now, what we've done is every machine that gets produced at Robox in China prints one of these cables on itself. So this Robox printed that cable. Clamp, Chris is trying to tell me. So this clamp is there to hold the bed forward so it can't be moved forward, and also it holds the head all the way to the right so that it can't be damaged in shipping. To get it off, you just grab the top segment there with your thumb or something and pull it forward, and it should come out. So again, retain this so that if you want to carry your Robox around to friends or family's houses, or you need to send it back at any point, please put this back in. There's actually a button on the desktop which says remove head. If you press that and then switch your machine off, take the power cables out, the head should be in the correct position to refit this. Right, so power cables. I'm not going to take the ones out of the packet. I'm going to use the ones that we've got in our desk here. So first I'm going to make sure the power's switched off. I'm going to connect it into the back here, the AC cable. Power switched off still. Then I'm going to connect one end of a USB cable into there. I'm not going to connect the other end of the USB cable. The next thing I'm going to do is bring the laptop up here to show Chris. So this is the USB drive that comes with the machine. I'm just going to shove that into the side here. These are obviously quite cheap USB sticks. All we need to do really is get your data. Okay, it's just come live there, so it's labelled at E drive. So let's see what's on that disk. We are interested in installing the Robox software at the moment, so I'm going to go into this folder. I'm using Windows 10, so I'm going in there, and I'm going to double click the installation file. Okay, let's wait for that to boot up. There we go, the installation part of the package is just starting to run. Okay, I'm going to follow all the defaults here, I think, so just go to next. Yes, I accept my own terms and conditions. I'm going to leave the default directory there, and I'm going to add a shortcut to the desktop to make it easy for myself, and then yes, I'm sure, and off it goes. It should start installing now even. So sorry about that, my phone rang right in the middle of installing, and Chris is actually using the phone to record this video. So it's just installed the drivers for Robox, so hopefully now it should go through, create the desktop icon. It's writing all the files into your documents folder where all the projects that you produce will be stored. Just going through that last part of the installation now. Let's just create the desktop icon like I asked it to. I'm going to leave all those defaults and click on finish. So first thing we should see now is yes, the README file. So these are all the latest amendments, and then also a list of amendments that we've made recently to the Automaker software. So obviously I know what's there, so I'm not going to bother reading those too much. We go on to the next file. So now we selected to automatically load it, so hopefully it's going to load it now. So this is one of the new features we put into Automaker recently. It's already placed the Robox icon on the desktop. It's just telling us now what the latest modifications will have been made to Robox. So we go back, we should see that there's no Robox actually connected to this machine now. So I'm going to pick up the USB cable and attach it to Chris's laptop. Okay, you'll notice that it's detected that device already, but the Robox hasn't actually appeared on the desktop. Now I'm just going to switch on the AC power. With any luck, it's okay. So obviously this has just come straight out of the box from the warehouse, and it's telling me that the firmware version that's on this software is not synchronized with the firmware version on the software with the Robox we just connected. So just click on update, and that'll quickly update the software. We're using 1.01.03. I think actually this week we're due to have a new release, so you guys, this will probably be out of date before you see it. So now you can see we've got a Robox on a desktop. This one's called Robox and it's blue. If I move Chris's laptop off of the Robox itself, you'll see that the blue light is blue. So we're connected and we're all ready to go. I don't want to make any amendments to this right now. I want to just be able to print that thing. So if you look up this software here again, you'll see that because it's the first installation and the use of the software, it's already created a folder and put an item on the bed called the Robox CEL Robot. So I'm going to go straight to next, and I'm going to select a normal print quality. There's the slider there to do that. It's automatically selected 30% fill. That's the name of my Robox, and here we go. Look. I've completely forgotten to install any filament, so I'm going to stop the video there. I'm going to get just earlier in the video. I went to print this Robox robot, the default file that comes with the software, and the software here, you can read it. It says attach the Robox reel or select a material. I don't want to make a custom material right now, so I'm going to actually install the Robox reel. If you come around this side of the machine, I'll show you how that's done. It's quite a nice installation method. This is obviously not a full reel. This is one that we use around the office for printing sample parts. It's really important to cut the end of your filament square. So I'm just going to cut the end of the filament square. In fact, you can just put a nick in it, and that's good enough. So you've got a nice square in the filament. All you do on Robox to install the filament on a single extruder machine is to push the filament into the top hole. That's extrude 1. The Robox at the moment only has one extruder installed in it, so it's very important to push it into IR1. When I pushed it far enough, we'll hear the extruder motor start up, and eventually it'll grab it, and now it's pulling in the filament itself. At that point, you can just push the reel onto the side, and it will spool in the filament until it gets to the end. So it's got to the end. It's gone to a slower process now to make sure it's right up inside the head, and then it will stop extruding just like that. So if we go back to our Robox now, you see that that message has gone, so that the Robox itself knows and the software knows that the filament has been installed. If you look up here, it's now telling me also that we've got polar white ABS installed. It's saying there's 240 meters left, but there's not. There's a lot less than that on that reel, so there's something wrong with that particular reel that's been kicking around the office for a while. But now, because I've selected normal up here, I'm going to move down to the make button in the corner, press make. The next part it's going to do, it's going to slice that model using your software, using the software on your computer. And then once it's finished slicing it, it's doing a post-processing, it's adding all the nozzle open and closes to that G-code. It's already started to heat the bed. That's the yellow arrow down here in the corner. It looks like it's going to go around to about 60 degrees for PLA. When the bed heating is up to its temperature or just before, we'll hopefully see the nozzle start to heat up to its optimum temperature. At the same time as doing all that, the software is transferring all the G-code to the Robox. That's almost complete already. So that's complete now. So at this point in time, it's also showing me a message saying the software and the PC can be disconnected from the Robox, and it should merrily go on and print by itself. So I might pause the video here just for a second while we wait for the few minutes for the temperature to come up. So you can see from the graph down here on the bottom left hand corner of Automaker software that the yellow line is the bed temperature, and that's already reached its target, and now it's switched on the nozzle heater after it's reached its target temperature for the bed, and you should see the red line approaching the arrow at the top of the graph there. It looks like we're going to go for about 210 degrees for the initial layer with PLA. All that stuff is programmed onto the smart reel, so there's no need for you to enter any of that details, and every time you update a material profile, the Automaker software automatically updates any reels that you have in your collection which haven't got custom profiles on. So I think this material is actually a default one, so it's a polar white ABS. It looks like it's taken about a minute now to get to this point in time where we've gone from room temperature right up to 290 degrees already. So we'll move over to the Robox now, and we should, with any luck, see it do a small purge at the front of the bed. This is to make sure that the material is all out of the head. There you go. You can see that the material, the head itself, has got red PLA in it. Sorry, at the moment. That's from what I was telling you earlier about the fact that the clip that's in the machine when it comes packed to you is printed by the machine. So we're going to see a bit of red PLA. Normally, if that was a different type of material to the material that we're using now, the software would have asked us to purge that material out. But because we use red PLA in the building of the machines and building that packing clip, and it's the same melting temperature as the material that we've installed in the machine now, it doesn't actually ask you to purge the material. So that was the 9-point bed leveling you saw it do, so it automatically calibrated itself. And now what you're watching it do is put down the first layer of material onto the PEI sheet. So that looks good so far. From my eyes, it looks like the guy that worked on this machine at the factory has slightly over-calibrated the machine, but no worries, it seems to be sticking to the bed quite well. I would have probably calibrated that slightly higher, but it looks like we're going to get very good adhesion on our first layer. I don't know if you can make that on the video, but it looks like it's dragging the nozzle slightly through the PLAs, but obviously that's an adjustment we can make later. This is a straight out of the box demonstration. So we'll record for a little bit longer now, and to show you the bed going down, the first layer going down. There's obviously, we've put nothing on the bed, we haven't done anything to the bed, this is straight out of the box. And we'll start the video up again in half an hour or so to show the progress of the print. And what I'm hoping to do is show you the complete print at the end of this video, and how we've done absolutely nothing to the Robox apart from taking it out of the box and plugging it in. Okay. So I just wanted to show you quickly what's happening with the material there. You can see that red was in the head originally, so it printed the external perimeter of this part first, and then the white that we installed to start this print came through afterwards, and you can see that it's practically all purged. What it won't have done is purged much of that material from the 0.8mm nozzle. We're actually using just the 0.3mm nozzle for this first layer because we find that gives us much better adhesion to the bed. So the next time we do a print of this white again, I suspect that there'll be some red material left in the 0.8mm nozzle. So if you wanted a completely white part, it would probably be a good idea at this point to do a full purge, which is under the maintenance part of the automated software. So unfortunately home time has come and I can't stay to the end. I wanted to take a video of the print finishing to show you the last few steps of it cracking off the bed, but I've got to go home now and take the kids to swimming, so I'm just taking a video quickly to show you what position we're up to, and I'll finish this video in the morning and show you the finished part hopefully. Okay? Okay, so coming back in the morning, and it looks like Robox has completely finished building us a robot. This is the state that it's left in. I wanted to show you again how easy it is to pop the part off the bed because there's no adhesion on that. Our PEI sheet means it's so you can see that this is the print we started last night because we've got it started with red in the head, and if we just pop that off there, you can see that it's faded out that red on the perimeter in the first part of the fill, and has printed a perfect Robox. So all that's left to do is pop it back into the box, and some lucky customer will get a perfect Robox to take it out. So obviously it's got to go back in the product, without the filament in there. So we do hold that down. When it starts flashing blue, it's going through a heat cycle to heat up the head and break away the filament that's in between the heat bridge, and then it'll rewind the motor, inject it. But you guys don't need to see that, so I'll put it back in the box and off we go. So thanks for watching. Again, this is Robox from CEL, and I wanted to show you the out-of-box experience, hopefully that all our customers see. Thanks a lot. Speak to you later. Bye.